Good morning. I hope everybody had a good weekend. The Super Bowl was a terrible game, and I mean not just because I wanted the Broncos to win, but because of the score. Like the score was crazy. But anyway, it was a long weekend. I had a great UFC card. You had the Victor Ortiz that kicked the Victor weekend off, and Louis Collazo fight. You had the Triple G fight as well. It was a good weekend, but I wanted to get on this, and I wanted to make a video a while ago just speaking about, the YouTube community, the boxing community. I haven't been on here that long, like not as long as a lot of you other guys been on here. I made my first video I made in August, this past August. So, I haven't been on here long like a lot of other guys, but yeah, I learned a lot from being on this channel. I learned a lot. I didn't even know there was a community on YouTube. I always was on my Twitter thing talking boxing, and I have a large following on there. Not from just talking boxing, but from clowning and just being funny and everything. But I do talk boxing. I have a lot of followers on there. I have boxers and trainers and journalists that follow me and stuff. But anyway, it's what I'm trying to get at is that I love this community, though. I think this is the most genuine community that you can use on the net as far as boxing is concerned. The forums, compared to the forums, the Twitters, the Facebooks, I think this is the most real, because if you have time and you dedicate yourself in making a video, whether it's just an audio video or you sit in front of the camera, that just proves that you're really dedicated to the sport. You love the sport enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because anyone could go online and tweet and say something, or go on YouTube comments and leave crazy comments, racist comments, or just being disrespectful. But you gotta have variety, and I was listening to Zone 6, and he made some good points. But there was a lot of stuff I disagreed with, man. And, I'm not in for ever. I'm never going to be bashing anyone on camera. It's just, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bash no boxer. Anyone that's willing to lace their gloves and get on the ring, I'm not doing it. So I'm not going to box. Like, Victor Ortiz, he disappointed me again. But at the same time, I'm not going to just sit here and bash him all video. He has no heart or anything like that, man. Because I seen times where he did have heart. He had heart against Andre Berto, who I felt brought the fight to him. But anyway, when I first came on YouTube, I think like D-Style was one of the first people I subscribed to. I didn't even know there was a community on here. I think Calix Boxing and D-Style and Ego and Joker were like some of the first guys I subscribed to. And Dante as well. Dante was one of the first. I listen to different channels for different reasons. I think we all do. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses when they're making their YouTube channel. Like D-Style, he likes to talk more on a philosophical level of things, and he likes to speak on world news and stuff like that, and I subscribe for him for that. He's probably one of my favorite channels on here. Where Ego, he's more like, he's just dropping the news out every day. He's putting videos up every day. He's just busy. He's always putting videos out. Sometimes it's news to me. Sometimes I don't have time to really. A lot of these boxing websites don't really always put out the news. You have to go to different ones where I can just check out my YouTube channel and see what the news is. And he's one of those people that always put, like, I'm not saying he's the most knowledgeable on the sport, but it's entertaining to hear. You know what I'm saying? He's always putting the news out there. Joker, he's always, you could tell that he pays attention to the European fighters and the international fighters. He's not just on the channel speaking about the fighters that are here, in the States. So I listen to him because I want to know what's going on outside, you know, of just the States, you know. And then you have Dante, we know he talks about Floyd Mayweather a lot, all right? He does talk about him. He talks about Canelo, the guys Floyd's fought. He does talk about, you know, Tim Bradley and Rigondeaux and Lara. I mean, yeah, we can see, yeah, there's a pattern with his videos. I mean, anybody could admit to that, but that's what he chooses to make his videos on, and it's working for him. He has a following from doing that. And I don't always agree with him. I don't think I've ever always agreed with anybody on YouTube, but I like to see their view on things, because sometimes they'll make a point and they'll have angles on things where I didn't view it, you know, like, oh snap, you know what, I didn't even think about that. You just can't be closed-minded to one particular style of video. If that's what you like, then that's cool. Just subscribe to those guys. But if you don't like it, you don't have to subscribe to them, but don't bash them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something else going on between, you know, whatever, I don't know, between the channels. But basically what I'm saying is, for me, in my opinion, I like to subscribe to a variety of channels, because that's how I feel like I gain more knowledge on the sport. That's just the way it is. If you can't just listen to the guys that you always gonna agree with. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Ashy Knuckles because Ashy Knuckles is super knowledgeable about the sport. You know, he's always respectful, and he's always, you know, he's just, you know, you can just tell, like, you know, he's been around for a while. You listen to him, he knows he's gonna throw out names. He's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna throw names out there that you never heard. Like, he's gonna kick knowledge. He's gonna be one of the guys where you listen to his video and then you go right on Google and be like, oh snap, who's this guy he talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's why I follow him. Subscribe. Like you said, you brought up blood boxing. I like blood boxing video. I like blood boxing's channel. You can tell he's been around. You know, I agree with you. I wish blood boxing did more videos, because he actually was there. Like, you can tell, like, this dude knows. When he made, I think I never listened to him until he made that Floyd Mayweather, comparing them to all the older guys, and I'm like, damn, like, this guy knows. Like, he really knows about the sport. You know what I'm saying? These guys, he knows. He's been around for some time. You can tell. And I wish he did make more videos, man. But you know, you don't know that guy's schedule. Like, you can't bash a guy for not making certain videos that you want to see. You know, a lot of these guys have lives outside of the YouTube community, like, you know, and we're limited with the amount of time we have. Sometimes we can't really make videos on old fights. That was one of my goals when I first started this. I said at one point, you know, I want to start doing videos talking about old fights. Then I wanted to make dream match videos, but we're limited with the amount of time that we have. The time that it takes to upload a video, you know, it's just not that easy. You know, especially me, because I do it on a camera where, you know, I gotta sit in front of the camera. I don't really do videos on my phone. So, you know, you gotta respect people's time and the way they have their channel. Like, you can't knock somebody's brand. Who else? You know, you got 78 Sports, another one of my favorite channels. You know, definitely one of my favorites. Well-rounded channel. He's gonna talk about the old, the new, the news. Carcino, I subscribe to him because he's directly involved with the sport, and I want to hear his perspective on a business standpoint. You know, where he has the connections to do interviews with Bob Arum and stuff like that. Everybody I subscribe to for a different reason. Like, you know, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. You know, me, my thing with my channel is I've always got to keep it professional. You know, you never see me curse or anything like that in my videos. That's just the way I choose to do it. That's the way I choose to present myself when I'm on camera. You know, we talk on the phone, we chop it up on the phone. It might be a different conversation. But that's just the way I choose to present myself on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So trying to think of what else I wanted to bring up. I mean, I respect this YouTube channel hard, man. I love this YouTube channel thing, you know. This is the best, this is the purest form of being a boxing fan to me. Like one of the most purest forms, you know, that since everything is social media, as far as social media, you know, this is the purest form to me, and you gotta respect everybody that's doing it. You know, I respect everybody that's doing it, and I'm gonna keep making these videos. Soon I'm gonna try to step up the production, you know, have a nice intro and try to do interviews. You know, I already made some connects with boxing. And oh, that's another thing too. You brought up about fake journalists, and you can't, you know, whatever people are choosing to do outside of this YouTube thing, that's their business. You know, that's their business, man. Like, nobody has to go on here and say what they want or what they're inspired to do. That's their choice, man. Like whatever they are trying to do, that's their choice. You said Ellie Setback. I mean, I subscribe to him. Yeah, I subscribe to all these guys. I don't subscribe to Ellie Setback because I want to hear his input on boxing. I subscribe to his channel because I want to hear what the boxers are saying in the interviews. Now we could all sit here and judge people for the kind of questions they ask, you know. But at the same time, what are we doing? What are you doing? You know, you sit here and say that you don't want to, you're not interested in interviewing none of these boxers or getting to know any of these people. All right, fine. But how can you judge the guys that are actually doing the interviews and that's trying to be that guy that you claim you're not, you don't want to be, and you bash them for doing it? I mean, if you think you could do a better interview and you think that these guys are terrible at giving interviews and they're not asking the right questions, what are you doing to change that? You know what I'm saying? Instead of disrespecting their brand, why don't you get up? You have boxing knowledge. Why don't you, you know, get up and try to socialize with some of these boxers? If not, then you can't really complain. I mean, you're a fan too. I mean, we're all, just like you said in the video, you know, it's all of us. You know, then things you complain about, it's like, it's all of us. You know what I'm saying? So, that's basically how I feel about, you know, the whole thing with YouTube, the YouTube channel and the YouTube community and stuff like that. I don't think kicking anyone down is the right way to do it, you know. You didn't speak about me in the video, but I know that you have my name in the description or whatever. But everybody's gotta have their. I'm gonna keep doing my YouTube channel the way I've always done it. It's never gonna change. And I respect everybody that's on here, you know, even when I don't agree. There's people that I totally disagree or whatever, but I still subscribe to their channel. I just want to hear their views on it, because you know what, I might learn something, or I might find out something that I didn't know. You know, that's just the way it is. You gotta have different angles, different views on boxing and stuff like that. Alright, so everybody keep doing their thing on YouTube. Everybody that's doing their channels, I mean, if you feel like you can do better, or maybe we can start doing some more older videos on talking about boxing, we'll try. But you know, everybody. Oh, yo, real quick, I forgot to say, yo, you mentioned something about having time, like who would listen to a 3-hour video? I would listen to it. I do that. You said, you joked and said, what are you, cleaning or something like that? I don't know. You said a joke on there, yo. Sometimes I'm in here cleaning. I have my phone hooked up to the iPod deck, and I'm doing stuff around the house, listening to YouTube. You know, or I'm in my car, have the Bluetooth hooked up, listening to YouTube. You know, so doesn't mean nobody's a loser and no one has a life. Just like you occupy your time certain ways or whatever. But alright, this done. I'm done with this video, man. Shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to Zone 2. Peace.